Okay, so what we'll do is the fun that we have today is something as an activity which is called turncoat. Turncoat is basically an activity where you're talking about perspectives. You're talking about perspectives about something which has a for to it and something which has an against to it. Imagine you're playing a game of chess. What if, what if you are on both sides of the player? You are the white and you are the black. Imagine you're in that situation. And that is what this entire session is going to be about. The session is going to be talking about perspectives on first point. Second thing, about communication. Communication in the context of our perspective that we have. How many times does it happen that we begin a conversation, we are into something with already a biased view, with a framework of mind, with a mind framework which is already fixed, that this is right or this is wrong, or this is how it should be or this is how it should not be, and this is how the reality or this is how my imagination is. Everything, when you talk about it, there'll be two perspectives, the for and against, or whatever you want to call it. There'll be two perspectives, and that's why the program was titled The Two Sides of a Coin. Because here, whatever I'm going to do today, I'll be giving a topic to each one of you all, wherein you'll begin with wherever you want to. But when I say the word switch, I'll be saying it somewhere in between while you're speaking. While you're speaking, I'll say the word switch. And that's when whatever you're speaking, the side of it has to be changed. So if you're speaking about for something, when I say the word switch, you start have to continue speaking against the same topic. So most of the topics that I'll be giving you will be, most of the topics that I'll be giving you will have for sure for and against. For and against. So let me give you a demo of it. Akanksha, Akanksha, can you just stay unmute? You give me the topic. I'll give a topic, and whenever you say the word switch, I'll switch what I'm saying. And most importantly, you have to understand, when I'm talking about something, look at two things. One, the perspective that I'm sharing. How is the switch happening? Second, how well the use of words is happening, wherein you actually don't hit your own leg with your own words. Because you can't be saying something and the next moment you're saying something completely contrast to it. That is where the fun part of this activity is. Hi Rahul, good to see you. You're still joining from the seas, from the waters. You're on mute.
Yes, sir.
You're still in the waters.
No, I'm back in home.
Wonderful.
I'm back in
Okay.
home.
Okay. Wonderful. Wonderful. So good to see you. So I'll be giving a topic to myself. So the topic can be um, money can buy you happiness. Okay. So I'll start speaking from the perspective that I have, and that's where you have to, whenever you want to have. This is not set up. So Akanksha is free to say switch whenever she wants to. Let me begin with this. Money can't buy you happiness. Whoever told you that money can't buy you happiness? Ask him. Does he have food in his fridge? Does he have a home to stay? Does he have a place which he can call home that he has made out of house? Now you understand that everything that we live at peace, for peace, is through the money that you get. Remember the last time you were not having a penny in your pocket? That experience would have told you what does not having money mean to you. But really, today I have a purse full of money, but still there's no peace in my life. Everything that I longed for is there in my home, in my surroundings, with me, for me. But there were always times when I aspired for these things. That is when I looked up to these things, because that is what I thought will make my life peaceful, make my life memorable, make an impact to the world. Because when I have my pockets full, that's when I can talk.
Which, sir?
Otherwise, otherwise, I talk, but will I be really true to someone? Because sometimes there are times in my life where I have my pocket full, but still I don't have my heart full. I don't, I have my heart which is empty, and that's where I'm lost. That despite all the riches that I have in my life, was this worth? Worth, who decides the worth? Who will tell you what's your worth? So just stopping here, just stopping here. Okay, I hope you understand what we have just gone through. The idea is two things: having a balance in the perspective that you're sharing, having both sides of the coin clear in your mind, and what all things support each of these points. Second, your communication, your calmness in the transition which will happen as a part of this experience. Here, I'm not expecting anyone to be perfect. I'm just asking you all to have a balance or the thought process in your mind clear so that whenever the switch happens, you are ready to move from one place to the another. I hope everyone is clear. Clear, everyone? This is a fun activity. This is a fun activity. This is not an exam. So relax and learn to enjoy this experience because this is where you learn by doing. I hope everyone is clear. Okay. So let's go with who will come first. Syed Fazil, who's there? Syed? Who's by the name of Syed? I'm sorry. Okay. Let's begin in the meantime. Who would like to come first? Don't worry, the one who comes first is taking a chance and they'll be getting a chance again because they'll get to see and learn from many other things. Uma ma'am, ready?
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
wonderful. You can, if you want, you can switch the camera a little towards you,
Okay.
or you can come into the center, however it's comfortable. Okay,
Yeah.
wonderful. Thanks for that initiative. Akansha, you have to keep your cameras on. The topic for you is COVID-19, a blessing or a curse? COVID-19, a blessing or a curse? You can begin from where you want to. You just have to switch whenever I use the word switch. Over to you.
What if someone asks you, how has COVID-19 been to you? I would definitely say it has been a blessing to me. Gone were the days when I used to take offline classes, when students used to come home, or even I used to go to their place to teach. And suddenly it so happened that I used to be in the comforts of my home and I used to switch on the Zoom app, and lo, the student used to be in front of me and I could very
Switch.
easily. Oh, the COVID-19, I definitely feel it has been a curse to many. There are many business establishments which have shut shop because of COVID-19. And to me, especially, when I used to teach offline and when I used to go out, I used to enjoy those days, be it shopping or maybe to my friend's house or for a kitty party. I never used to go to kitty party, but maybe for people who used to go, they used to definitely enjoy that. And the once in a way outings and
Switch.
travel, I think COVID-19 has been a blessing to me again. I have been taking it in my stride and I've been making great progress by teaching a lot of people and connecting to many WhatsApp groups. And definitely it has been a blessing to me. Am I done, sir?
You
I
can
think I spoke
you can
for
still
against and
continue if you
again.
wish to.
I spoke for now.
There have been
Wonderful.
you,
Wonderful. Wonderful.
you asked her to switch to.
Okay, the
Yes.
switch can come as many
I
times
think.
as I want. So you
Okay.
can just keep going on whenever
I
you're
didn't get
done.
that.
Whenever you're done, you can just say thank you or something so that I'll get to know that you're done from your perspective. So the idea is the switch can come as many times as possible, and it can come whenever. It can come after two sentences. The fun part will be there. So just because we are lesser number of people, let
Okay.
me go with the kind of a review or the inputs that I wanted to through and after every
Then
speaker is done. Okay, so that because we anyway 7 people only, we should get over the session very soon today. So wonderful balance of perspectives. The ideas where it was a blessing, where it is a curse was well presented. What you needed was how you transition from one to another. You don't have to say that sentence again. I think it's been a curse. I think it's been a blessing. You can just go use the words but, if, however. So one place where you shifted, the kitty parties are happening. So people who wanted to go were able to go. They were having fun going out. You like to go outside. And when I say this word switch, however, COVID is the reality. And I have to resist myself. And as a part of this resistance to myself, I've learned how to be in my closed place, how to be in my home, how to be happy in this environment. So that transition is something which is important. So most often, whenever you have two perspectives, to present a balance for yourself. Here, because I'm saying for and against, if I just told you a topic and choose one, you would have chosen maybe blessing or curse. But when you have to present a balanced perspective, that is where words like this but, if, however will come into the picture. How comfortably you use that and the calmness that you have is what your strength is in balancing the perspective. Okay, so who's coming next? Saloni,
Yes, sir.
ready?
Yeah.
Okay, the topic for you is online meetings or physical meetings. Which is better?
Yeah.
Okay,
Coming to my perspective, physical meetings are much better than online meetings. Coming to physical meetings, it is quite good because there is a quite good interaction between the teacher and the student, or whether you are going to office, you have many presentations which you are supposed to give in the office, and it is very comfortable for everyone to be there and meet each other, have a good interaction. Whereas
switch,
yeah, coming to
switch,
online classes, coming to online classes, it is also very good because we have many facilities. Like we have in the Zoom app, we have many facilities like messaging, interaction, and you can connect with many people in the class. And there is also where we can share the screen, where people can also present their own perspectives. So I feel even online class is better, but there is also a problem like
switch.
yeah. So coming to physical classes, it is also very good because we have lot of interaction. And coming to physical classes, there is no eye strain, or you don't feel very strained the whole day. You feel very strained in the online class, but in the physical classes, you feel much comfortable in the class. And teachers are also much comfortable because they don't have to be on the time. And if there are network issues, you have a lot of problem. So,
Switch.
yeah, coming to physical classes, physical classes, it is much comfortable uh, because completed.
That's okay. That's okay. Wonderful. Look at how, as a part of the expression, while you're in the flow, you're completely lost out on what and where you were headed to because of this change of stance. Saloni, very well done with regard to the coverage of points, I would say. You talked about the benefits of the online class and the physical classes whenever the switch was offered. And you talked about the challenges which are there in the physical space and the online space as well. Wonderfully said. The only thing I would say is calm down. You were in a metro running in a Shatabdi. You'll derail sometime very soon. All I would say is first thing, calm down. And whenever you begin interaction in a platform or in a school or wherever you are interacting, begin with a kind of an introduction. Begin with a talking about my perspective. You'll be talking your perspective only. You're not going to share Akanksha's perspective or Rahul's perspective. You're sharing your perspective. You do not say that. You can just begin with a casual line. Thank you, Rahul, for that topic. Let me begin with my thoughts over it, or to my comfort, or to my in my perspective, like the way you're saying it, you can begin with whatever you want to. I personally feel physical meetings are a blessing. I know what I'm missing today because of being in a closed space, alone in a room, not having the fun with my friends or something like that. That's how you can, first thing, if you're calm, you get your time. When you begin or take time for introduction or telling this is the topic that I have, you get your time to sort out your thoughts in your mind. So that's the benefit of it. Okay. So otherwise, perspective and content wise, you're wonderful. Wonderful. Good going. Akanksha.
Yes, sir.
Wonderful. The topic for you is this is something for the younger generation. I would love to listen to this from what you have to say. She's already scared what is coming up. Smartphones. Smartphones, a blessing or a curse?
Thank you, Rahul, sir, for giving me this topic. So, smartphones are a blessing or a curse? I personally think it's a blessing because if in the older times you wouldn't be able to call each and everyone for a festival, wish, and if you want to study, now you can actually talk to people. Otherwise, you had to visit their homes, and if they are farther away, you can't. Now you can interact with more.
Switch.
Smartphones are a curse because now we are interacting with so many people and we're forgetting to interact with the people in our own houses. We are not talking to them. We simply
Go
spend
ahead,
our
go ahead.
time on the phones, and instead we lose the family time. This is going against me.
No, that's okay. That is where the perspective comes in. That's okay. Go ahead.
Yes. So even the family time is reducing. Like now I could be spending time with my sister or my mother, but instead of that, I'm spending time on the phone because there's no other option at times. And if there weren't smartphones, we could visit our friends, which is now not possible because
Switch.
visiting our friends is always a pardon.
Switch.
Smartphones have actually brought many uses to the mankind. We are able to buy things online instead of going to the grocery shop. Sit here, scroll, you'll find everything. Your answers, you can just Google them. You'll find everything, almost everything you'll find. You can also think from different perspectives, see things from two sides, interact with people who have different perspectives, and that way you'll be able to learn more.
Switch.
Thank you. Thank you.
Switch.
I usually support smartphones are a blessing, sir. So if you say switch, I really can't speak more.
What's the perspective? Where is it? In whose case is it a curse? Or why is it that people call it a curse?
Mommy thinks it's a curse because instead of we calling each other, and at times we have these ear problems, eyesight problems. Now with my glasses, they usually have this opinion that instead of sitting with in front of the laptop or something or smartphones, you can spend time with us. We'll teach you too instead of spending time in the phone. So that way, it's a curse for them, not for everyone, for them.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Akansha, for that. Uh, Rabia, I'll just brief you about what's happening here. Just to give you a perspective. Being aware and the things that you were sharing. Sometimes some of the biggest realization that we have is when we are able to stand in someone else's shoe. Today, what you said about it being a curse, it was going against you. I understand. That's a reality. Because I think what you were thinking and responding is from the perspective that your mom tells you or someone, from your how your elders say, or the things that they're commenting to you about something. While that could be the reality also, may not be as much if you are the master of it, but it is also a perspective which we are not able to accept and learn from that because we have become victims of that habit which we have got. And as a result, you're finding it really, really tough to speak against you. Remember, some of the biggest advice that you can give to yourself is what you should be doing and not what you are doing. And that will come when you put yourself into someone else's shoe. And that's where you'll get to know why someone is saying those things to you, because you are just not willing to accept what is being not acceptable to your own mind. So the reason why we are having this activity is precisely this. to understand and listen to our own advice, saying it out and listening it in again of what is to be done. So thanks for that, Akansha. You were wonderful in the way you began, the communication that you had, the balance that you had, the calm that you had, the voice and words that you used were very good. Just that you have to come in sync with what is the right thing also sometimes. It could be against you. So as an example, okay, I won't. I'll share an example later. Something that came to my mind wasn't fit in here. So thanks for that. Wonderful. Rabia, just to give you a perspective of what's happening, everyone's going to speak here. I'm going to give a topic, and you will be talking for or against it. And whenever I say the word switch, you'll be changing your stand. Nataraj sir, are you ready?
Hello, Rahul. Hi, good evening.
Yeah, Rabia.
Yeah, could you please give me some time because I'll be the last one to speak, please. Don't.
No issues, no issues,
Yeah,
no
thank
issues,
you.
no
I'll be
issues.
just
You can
listening.
witness what is happening so
Yeah,
that
yeah.
you get an idea.
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
Yeah, you can just listen to what is happening so that you get a
I'm
perspective
ready.
of what is happening.
Sure. Thank you.
Okay, Nataraj sir. Nataraj sir, wonderful. The topic for you is good things come to those who wait. Good things come to those who wait.
Yes, definitely. Patient people are rewarded in the long run. They may not be rewarded immediately, but they have the patience to wait, and that patience pays off. And in the end,
Are we struck? I think Nataraj sir's connection is struck. Rahul, are you there?
good things, whereas the person who's
Um, Nataraj sir, your voice is breaking up.
patient,
Mm. Okay.
can you hear me now?
I can hear you now, sir. Yes, sir.
So as I said, good things happen to people who wait. Yes, I fully endorse that view. People who have the patience, good things do happen to them. Their patience pays off in the long run. People who don't wait for overnight, who don't expect overnight rewards, overnight results, are rewarded in the long run. They may not be rewarded in the short run.
Switch.
It is but natural. We are all impatient. Impatience is a natural trait for all of us, and we expect immediate rewards. We expect immediate rewards, and when we don't get them, we lose hope, and we have to push hard for whatever rewards we get. Patience is not the only thing. Patience is not everything. We have to push hard for whatever rewards we get. Namaste. Patience, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, sir.
Okay. Patience is not does not help you to get rewards. You have to be aggressive. You have to be pushy. A lot of people, right or wrong, get rewarded, whether it is a due reward or not, but they get rewarded by virtue of being aggressive, by virtue of being pushy. So you need to be pushy, you need to be aggressive, and people who are pushy and aggressive are also rewarded quickly. I mean, they don't have the patience to wait, yes, but by virtue of being pushy and aggressive, they get rewarded quickly. So you can
Wonderful,
say
sir.
that people who wait are not always rewarded. People who are patient are not always rewarded. Many times, people who are aggressive and pushy and scheming, I don't want to be negative, but they get rewarded, and they get rewarded quickly. Many of them get
Wonderful.
rewarded fast.
Sure. Thank you. Thank you, sir, for that perspective. I think that was a very balanced perspective with regard to sharing why you need to have patience because of the rewards that come through eventually, and also about the fact that there sometimes we often confuse patience to be just the name of waiting, and that's where we lose out. And others who are, as sir said, skinny or just aggressive in what they want and are pushing ahead, they're the ones who take it up, and only the ones what is left over is left for the people who are patient. Thank you for that perspective, sir. Who's going next? Rahul, are you there, Rahul? Unmute yourself. Okay, Rahul, the topic for you is mm, social media has improved. Social media has improved human connections.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Rao, for giving me this opportunity. Social media, as per my understanding, social media had improved the connections, and people who had forgot their friends, their teachers, their relatives in long time ago because of being busy in their life. Social media had bring them closer. So that way
Switch.
it had been. However, even being having that social media connection, nowadays people are not even interested in talking to the other person. Having the person that green dot, people are understanding. Okay, everything is good, but they are not asking, they are not talking, they are not sharing the problems, and no doubt we are having the disease of depression because of this social media, because
Switch.
people are not able to share them. However, people get excited when they have chat, when they have talk, when they have video call. How obviously it will happen only with the close people, but the time they spend together, they cherish that moment, that uh, special time which they had shared. So social media bring those nostalgic moments in front of their eyes when they chat, when they talk, because no doubt thanks to the social media.
Switch.
However, again, saying that, people forget to talk to their relative even. People forget to ask what is happening, why it is happening. People forget to ask, can you please help? Because as being busy, the people are obviously are busy. I'm not saying people are not busy. People are busy in their life. That's why they forget their people. But we need to use this social media as a good guidance, which actually making the life bad. People are becoming so busy in the social media. They are forgetting their ways. They are forgetting their perspective. They are forgetting their, because of so many unnecessary information available on the social media, which is not required to be known, but still they are busy. They had got dropped themselves in that unnecessary issues all around the social media, which is not required for the person to be so depressed or so tensed, but still people are doing. So that way, social media is good, but in different way. I'll say bringing the more depression, more tension, more stress to the person. So that way, I'll say, I'll say it's good thing, but if you use it wisely.
It's
Uh,
wonderful, wonderful. Uh, I'm so proud of the way I've seen you over these last so many times, and in between while you were not there. Such a balanced perspective and such a smooth. But for that use of word, however, the transition from the positives to the negative was such elegantly that I could sense a good speaker out there who had the choice of words which didn't put him in the wrong footing because he said something before that. The way you use the word nostalgia and the way you again stitched it back to the fact that presently your relatives or someone you're not able to connect with or who's not connected to you and they're in depression and all those things. And you had a good balance of points on both the sides. Wonderful perspective, I must say. And I'm really impressed with the kind of communication skills that you have exhibited today. Great going. Chetan,
thank you very much.
unmute. Okay. Um, the topic for you,
I'm
you being in the education field, I think. Yeah, Rabia?
Yeah, I'm ready now. You can ask me
Okay.
afterward.
Okay. We have another, I think, two more people left. Chetan, you and Nasima should be interested
Yeah,
in
yeah.
participating.
After that.
I'll come back to you after Chetan.
Sure, sure.
Chetan, the topic for you is should should education be free?
Should education be free? Thank you for giving me this topic. According to me, education shouldn't be free for all. For needy people, those who are, what do we say, in poverty line, for them it can be free, but not for all. But yes, it should be given to all children. Education must be given to all children. Quality education must be provided to all children, whether it is a free or it is not free. Quality education must be provided. Yes.
Switch.
Uh, um, why not have a uniform education policy throughout the country, free for all the children? Why not? Um, we have different boards. So should be some uniformity. There should be a good education policy. It should be uniform, free for all, run by government. Uh, should be.
Switch.
Okay. But if it is provided free, then there won't be the importance for education. Maybe if it is provided for free, if you get something after paying, then you have that importance. So there should be some cost. Again, the switch.
Okay. Wonderful. Wonderful. Wonderful, Chetan. I think you presented a wonderful perspective talking about why it should be free, and then actually went on when the topic was going against it or going on the switch side. You went on to say that will it be possible to provide it for free? Will the cost be there? Will the quality be sustained when it is free or something like that? Wonderful perspective. I think you had a good balance between the both sides. It's just that you have to show a little conviction in what you're saying. I think it should be free. Should it be free? Will it be free? Can it be free? I think if it's a little more conviction, because the first point also when you said it, you in the first time also you had a balance. You already had a balance. But if you're debating or you're presenting a point, if you have to convince someone, you can't be having a balance point and say this is also good, that is also good. You have to go aggressively on one side, and then when the switch is happening, you have to go aggressively on the other side. What I saw was all through you were balanced. You were balanced all through the pointers where you had this also and that also in the same conversation. So you could be a little more aggressive and speak out your heart. Why you think should it be free? You are in the education business. Do you think you'll be able to provide the same quality if it's free. Then you can talk of the other side of the story. As you said, you could say that point can come in there, but there are a lot of people who can't afford it. Let's talk about them. I think for them, it should be free. That's how you could transition it. That's what I'm saying. Okay, next, Rabia.
Yes.
Yes, I'm here, please.
Where are you? I can't see you.
Please excuse me for this week. Next week I'll show
Sorry.
up. Yeah.
Okay, the topic for you should be then, should cameras be on in the meeting or not? Okay, that will not be a topic, don't worry.
Thank you for asking.
Okay.
Yeah. And no, the thing
okay.
is, I can say beauty lies in the eyes of beholder, and those who are close at heart can see, even if you do not see. Thank
I
you.
actually can't see anything now. Okay, the topic for you is, let's come back to the topic.
Sure.
Because you were late, you have an interesting topic. The
Okay.
topic for you is money can't buy you happiness. Money
Okay.
can't buy you happiness. So you have to be very carefully listening because I'll be saying the word switch. Okay?
Okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah. But just 1 minute before then I start off this topic, my perspective towards it is just the vice versa.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. You have to talk and have a balance of whatever perspectives everyone will have. We had our Akansha who was already in a dilemma. If I take off if your perspective if the other round, why do you work? Why don't you just donate all your salary?
Hello, yeah.
That's
Can
where
you
we're
hear me?
talking. I can hear you.
There was a pause in the network issues, I think.
So okay.
Can
So
I be?
you said, yeah, you said money can buy you happiness. What's your perspective?
Well, I cannot means I can say that money always cannot buy happiness, because there are certain things in life when you come across, they are the feelings, emotions which are more valued to be,
Exactly.
which you
Exactly.
cannot buy
Now
by
that is
money.
what we're trying to do here is we are going to talk about where. As you said, always you can talk of that as a perspective,
Yeah.
and then you can come back to also
Also.
the remaining part of other, which is not always.
Okay.
That's where you talk of a perspective.
Fine.
Now that is what because you joined in late, I'm just giving you a
Yes.
perspective of what we're doing here.
Okay.
We're talking about the two sides of a coin,
Oh.
wherein
Fair.
everything will
and
have
against.
its own pros and cons. Okay.
Yeah.
Your topic is money can't buy you happiness. Go ahead.
Yeah. As I told you, money cannot buy everything for everyone as such, because there are certain things which are very close to your heart's emotions, and when your feelings are concerned, when you just look up to the life in a different perspective, in a different way, you just feel those things which you cannot buy. Like a hug, you can say, like a smile, you can say, to be close with your family members, because now, as I have to say that these things will never come back. There are certain moments of life which you cannot
Which
relive. And money, well, I can say, is also becoming a part, like very important necessity, like you can say. Without that, survival has become too tough. So the relations, emotions, feelings will be at the back burner when it counts with the money. Because for the sake of money, for example, I can say a member has to leave his house and go out somewhere abroad and live there and earn money hard, and he could not see his now due to technology. We can definitely say you can have a video call, or you can have a call, you can chat, but that kind of touch what you have personally, that will be definitely a missing one, and there will be a gap, and that may
which
also. So that is the reason I can say, but both things to be balanced as such. If you have a little, also if you feel comfortable and you just content with, on the whole, I can say a person should be content with whatever you have, either less or low. Togetherness, feeling of love and compassion, and having a thought of caring, if you have, then even in less money you can survive. Even if you do not have money, also you can survive. Thank you.
wonderful. Thank you, Rapia, for that perspective. I think just giving a reflection about this talk of yours. In the second perspective, where you had to talk against it, it wasn't clear. It wasn't pinpoint on that money is important. That perspective didn't come through. It was also a case where still there also you were trying to balance out, because the fact is it's not your perspective. I completely get that.
Okay.
I completely get that it was not your perspective. So you could not fight for the right that money is important. Today, if I'm able to sit and talk to you, is because I have money in my pocket that I can buy food for my daughter. I can grow her up well. I can send her to a good school. That's the reason money is important.
Right.
Then you have to
I
transition
meant to
that
say
that is
to
not the only
help the
thing.
person out in the sense for the bread itself. Okay, just an example.
That's what I'm just telling.
Yeah, yeah.
It didn't come across strongly.
Fine.
The idea is to have the two sides of the coin strongly, because everything has its own reason. Today, while we're comfortably sitting on a Saturday night and interacting with each of you all,
Yeah.
if there's someone who is without a job, who is without having a money in his pocket for tomorrow morning's meal, will he be talking this? Now look at it in
That's
that
true. That's
perspective. Once you're in that shoes, you will say money is the most thing important, which is I need something. So that's what we're talking. The perspective has to have the extremes of both the things. And that's where you'll get to be humble enough to understand both the things, and you'll be talking, you'll be expressing whatever you're doing in a balanced way. So that's what it was. Nasima. Nasima, are you there? Nasima? Okay. Um, that's okay. Being not that comfortable with communication, and she's being here in such a contrast situation than the regular meeting, I think it's okay if she's not kind of comfortable participating. So with that, I think we have come to an end with all the participants. Now I want each one of you all to talk about your perspective of why and what we did today. Pragya, would you like to add something? I think Pragya was not able to join because she was busy in with the kid today. Pragya, are you there? When Pragya slept off, I guess. Uh, Hi, Mr. Bakruddin. Good to see you after a long time.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Rahul.
Okay, wonderful. Okay, wonderful. Because you have just, is there some audio echo from your end? There's some audio echo from your end, I believe.
Yes. If it is
Okay.
too audio,
So
the echo.
you can mute one, the output of one, so that you also can participate here. Okay, we are towards the end of the session. I think we had an activity where everyone participated, and now that you have joined, we'll be more than happy to see you participate in that session, in that activity. So, because you have just joined in, the theme is will be like in Toastmasters we have the table topics wherein you're given topic. Here, what happens is the twist is every time I say the word switch, you have to change the perspective. You have to change what you're talking to the opposite of it. Clear? Clear this? Okay, wonderful. I'll give you a topic and then you can begin with it. So ideally the topic will have a for and an against, and then again accordingly when I say the word switch, you have to change the stance. So the topic for you is, I'll give a one which I've already done. The topic is smartphones. Is it a blessing or a curse?
Thank you so much for giving this opportunity to speaking on the smartphone, which is a good or glitch. No? Can you repeat that? Okay.
Smartphones, a blessing or a curse?
Blessing or curse. Oh my God. Okay. So every product or everything, whatever you use, having two sides. So if you use in a correct way, you will get benefit. If you use with the wrong way, you will get the wrong. So always try to use the right path, which is for you the best. What I feel for this one, always you should have a vision. When you have a vision, example, if you want to go for a walk, or if you want to go for a drive, what you do, you know in your mind where you are going and you know your path. So you have to go with the right path. If some path is showing right or wrong, then you go with the straight one, which I want to see for the smartphone in the correct way. Every
Switch.
product is having.
The idea is you have to say whether it's a blessing or a curse. And when I say the word switch, you have to move your stance from this side or that side. Okay. So what do you think? It's a blessing or a curse?
Blessing.
Go ahead.
The blessing, getting what we are here, the bless, I am speaking with you, I am seeing the other audiences who they are listening to me. This is the blessing. And one more blessing, what we are talking. One, and the second thing is we are in a good health. And the third thing is we are listening to each other and we are sharing.
Okay. Now, why is it a curse?
The curse for this one, if you have a curse, because we are not listening and we are not following the path and we are going some other direction which it is giving curse. Example for this curse is like someone, when I speak and the way which he felt, maybe it is for his heart get felt curse, which is giving for me is not the right, but the other person is feel like curse because of the things which is happening, or the thing is what he has felt, which is not in a manner. Maybe the other person was not telling in that way, but I feel like a curse because my things are not happening. Another example for this one, I am trying to achieve my business in a good way, but one of the customer, I give him the wrong product. While he is returned back, he said, I will not take it back your product because already I sold out. So the next time what happened, the same product at the cost of maybe $100, while the curse is this one, someone has catch you and take you from $1,000. So this is the curse from the customer, which I want to give the best, but I'm not taking. Other way around, as a businessman, I am saying $100 is lost for me if I will give that one. So it will be lost. So that is why he is giving back to the customer. So I don't know about this situation, how to handle it, whether we have to lose or we have to bear our that expenses, and how we have to overcome. Maybe I don't want to other person to get curse, or I don't want to take his curse. So it is in a way we need to find out the solution. And if I will not take $100, so in my profit statement, I will get lose for this one. So thank you so much, Mr. Rahul, giving an opportunity immediately, and I'm speaking. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Wakruddin sir. It was good to have you here today. Okay, now that we are done with all the participants, I'm sorry, Wakruddin sir, I could not explain the theme to you exactly because you just came in now. The session began almost 1 hour back, and so I could not give you the perspective. But the theme was wherein we are talking of perspectives, the balance which is required, and the communication which is required to keep that balance in mind in everything that we're doing. So with that, we are done with the kind of activity that we have. I would want each one of you all, whoso has participated in this, for you to talk about your takeaway or what is your thought about the activity that we have done today. Akanksha.
I guess I should start from the point where I actually started thinking from a different perspective. And it happened to be difficult, to be honest. Because usually I think always, we think, it's our perspective which is right. We don't think from the other perspective. So that's what I could learn. Maybe I
Wonderful.
should start thinking from the different side too.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Thank you, Akansha, for that. Saloni.
Yeah, as Akanksha said, I totally agree with her. And we should maintain a proper balance, whether it is our perspective or the other side perspective. We should we should make them understand our perspective and have a balance between the opposite and the our perspective. So there we will be having a
Okay.
total balance there.
Wonderful. Uma ma'am, Natraj sir.
Yeah. We should not be judgmental. That is the message I got. Like many times we judge people based on their opinion or decision. So if we think that they are also right in from their viewpoint, then we will be able to accept them as they are. Otherwise, if there will be some arguments and things like that. So when you start accepting them as they are and give respect to their opinion and feelings, life will be a celebration. That's what I feel. Like Krishna says, you
Wonderful.
be a third person, be a neutral person, and you look in all viewpoints. Then you will understand each person as they are. Is it not?
It's good
Thanks for
to
that wonderful angle. Go ahead, sir.
it's good to have. Well, in fact, one should have a balanced overall view of things. We should not have a one-sided view. Many of us have one-sided views. That is what bias is all about. Having a one-sided view. That is what prejudice is all about. Having a one-sided view. We should avoid that, and we should, as you rightly said, look at both sides of the coin. One has to. But speaking, the switch part was very difficult. It was not easy. I mean, I started speaking for the proposition. When I have some experience of public speaking, I was a debater in my high school and college days. I have some experience. Typically, in a debate, you either speak for or you speak against. Nobody, I've never heard of a debate where you speak for and against. That too immediately. You don't
Wonderful.
switch from for to
Wonderful, sir.
immediately. It was difficult. It's not easy, but it was
Okay.
fun also. It was fun in a way.
Wonderful.
But the on
Thank
a
you.
serious note, the real takeaway was the need to cultivate a balanced view of things. The ability
Wonderful.
to the ability and willingness to see both sides of the coin.
Okay. Rahul.
Thanks again, Mr. Rahul, for giving us this. Obviously, and many thanks to everyone over here to listen, bear with my thoughts. And no doubt, I had a good conceptualization with of all pointers, whatever people had explained. It was really when you work in a team, you cannot be just what is that? The China guys, China president is. You have to be. I mean,
Autocratic.
the way India is, yeah, autocratic. Okay, you are, when you work in a team, you cannot be autocratic and you cannot be dictator to just put your points. You have to get every team member's perspective to get the thing done in better way, in a successful way. In that way, having this type of exercise, definitely it will help, because when you need to work in a team to keep everybody happy. However, as it is always said, you cannot keep everyone happy, but to get your work done, sometimes you have to be big dictator. Like as we can see, Modi ji are doing. I mean, I don't want to bring the politics over here, but still. But again, you have to get the work done. You have to be successful. You have to get the then having taking all concept and bringing everything on the paper what is the best that you have to go ahead with. So that way, this exercise will teach when you want to work in a team, and that way it is really nice.
Thank you, Rahul, for that another speech altogether on how to have a balanced view. Thank you for that perspective. I think it did add value to the things that I wanted to share. Rabia?
Yeah, was waiting to say the same. Actually, let me tell you that the reason for me to join late today is there was a genuine reason. My sister-in-law is suffering from toothache. That's the reason what so happened. I thought that I have to join for the meeting at any cost because I don't want to miss it. It's like have become a part and parcel of my life. So as such, I wanted to, but I thought that service to humanity, service to God. So first, let me serve her for something with because she was suffering. So I just made a little soup for her in a hurry and worry, but I did. And then after when I gave her and came off, so I can say today's topic matched to my situation so well. I just gave her and came off, but I had a thought that I'm getting late for my meeting and all. That was going on from one side perspective, as you told just now. It was going on in my mind. I was just thinking from one sided way, thinking that, okay, I'm getting late, it's late, whether I'm going to get an entry or not. And I missed out the main part of the meeting. But the moment I started off, you just gave me such a nice brief of the meeting, and in a fraction of second I could able to utter whatever words I got in my mind. I was not prepared, I was not just observing much about it, but I did. And then after, in between, when I finished with my topic, I got a check from my sister-in-law. My niece brought it and gave it to me. The moment I opened, I just saw few words, but very touchy it was. She wrote that, "Thanks for your tasty soup, I'm feeling better, and please you can carry on with your work." And you won't believe, this is the other side of the coin which I saw. It was balanced. So
Wonderful, wonderful.
every Saturday I take away something very personal, something very touchy. I get touched to my heart, you can say, deep down. I feel so much. And the words which were spoken by you and Pragya, everything is so real to life. It's just like a mirror to life. So I really thank Living
Thank
Life
you.
and I bless both of you. May these sessions go on and on. That's it. Thank you. Good night.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you. Mohammed sir, if you would like to add something. I understand you were a little late to join, but if you could like to add something.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Rahul, for your service which you are doing for the community. This is awesome. Even I am from away, but still I like your work which you are doing for the community in the public speaking and giving the tips and trick how to speak. This is awesome. This is what I would like to say about Natarajan sir was speaking about at the same time how we can say one thing which is good and one is opposite, which we are learning in the Toastmasters, which they call as a prep model. So you have to be position yourself and make reasoning. Position means you have to right or wrong you have to say. Then reason you have to say why you are right or wrong you have to say. Then you can give the example and conclude with your again the reasoning about the position. This is how we are learning. But in our life, whatever the topic it is coming, in our whole life we already see, but we need to express. This is the platform which is Mr. Rahul is giving for every time. Whenever I'm getting time, I'm joining. I really enjoyed your all sessions. It is very amazing and takeaway always. And I really inspired from you what you are doing for the community. This is what I would like to say. Thank you and over to you.
Thank you. Thank you, sir, for that kind words, I would say, because this is somewhere, as I always told, we are not the coaches here. We are merely facilitators where we are learning from perspective. I think Natraj sir, Uma ma'am, Rabia, and Akanksha, and everyone who's been coming back to the platform. There's so much that we have learned, and frankly speaking, I have taken back so much from each one of you all to my other sessions which I do. That somewhere I feel thankful that I'm doing this, and as a result, I am becoming wiser because of your perspectives that I get. Because sometimes it's really important for someone like me who's going to inspire people or talk to people to understand perspectives, the perspective that Akanksha gives, or perspective Rabia gives, or someone as senior as Natraj sir gives, or Uma ma'am gives, is something which is a revelation for me, and that is what I bring to the stage in whatever places that I go. This is the perspective. Sometimes you will ask me, how do you get that perspective? How do you think about it in that way? And I often end up thinking, understanding that this is where I got it from. Unconsciously, you are all my teachers. Unconsciously, even someone as young as Akanksha is also my teacher. I look at Akanksha, the way she's being consistent for 31 sessions, she teaches me discipline. She teaches me commitment. That's the beauty of it. So it need not be that I have to wait and look up to someone who's an idol somewhere, but this is how I've been learning from each one of you all. So I'm equally thankful to all the people. So this is each one's service to me as well. So with that, I think we have come to the end of the session. And the only thing that I would like to add from everyone, whatever you have said, in everything that you talk, in everything that you express yourself, always remember, when we talk of it as a theory, as a only thought process, we are still talking abstract. In all the situations that were given to you, Rabia, or whatever topics were given to you, just recollect what you spoke, and most importantly, try to connect that would have been more impactful and reasoned. Like Mohammed sir said, the prep model, the reasoning, the position that you have, the reasoning that you have, and the example. Example is the most important thing, because that is what builds your credibility. Otherwise, talking philosophies, anyone can do it. Talking or taking a stand, and just taking a stand without any reason to it, anyone can do it. The reason is, with whatever stand you have, with whatever perspective, you could be balanced. But eventually, like Rahul said, as a Modi or anyone in a team, he has to take a decision, and not everyone will be happy. So in that perspective, it's very important to understand that whatever stand you take, when there's a reasoning to it, with an awareness of the other side of it, when there's a reasoning to it, give an example. This is what I feel, because I've experienced days in my life where there was no money in my pocket, or because I've experienced, while my dad was in the ICU, COVID is a curse. I would not want anyone to experience that. Or the other side of it, COVID. Because COVID has happened, that I've started this online sessions now. And because of this very reason, COVID, I'm able to talk to you all. When you have a personal example, a story behind whatever you're trying to stand for, that becomes credible. Otherwise, fighting on philosophies with regard to this is good or this is bad, and having just a discussion for the sake of it, doesn't add value. So both sides, when you have your perspective of both sides of the story, you become wise. While you have a perspective like Akanksha as an example, she had a perspective that it is a blessing. She sometimes may not have realized that it can be a curse, and it is becoming a curse, like her mother is saying, maybe, as an example. So that is where you have to bring in your perspective. And while you experience both sides of the story as a perspective, you become wiser. So the idea was not to become diplomat. The idea of the entire session was not to be a diplomat by having a balanced view and saying that this is also good, that is also good. The idea is to commit and decide and work around something while you are aware of all the puzzles in the game. While you're aware of all the other things in the game, you take a decision, you take a stand, you are aware. Otherwise, sometimes you're just completely blown away with some other anti perspective coming in, and your stand is nullified. But if you are aware, you also have a thought of why this is a perspective but not relevant here. I hope each one of you all is getting the point that I'm trying to share. Balanced view is not about
Yes.
having or being diplomatic. Balanced view is about awareness, which you need to have, and still commit and take a decision, because that's what you'll be respected for. Not saying this is also good, that is also good. I hope that makes it clear. So, with that, it's been a pleasure talking to you all and looking and listening to different balanced views that we have had today. And I would like to close the session with the standard line that I have. And like I've always said, 31 Saturday night, and it's never been better. The Saturday nights have never been better than what they have been for the last 31 nights. Thank you, everyone. Have a good night.